Hi everybody, welcome back to Critical Mass. Well, today we got a movie review. It just came out this week. I believe it's on Amazon Prime, and we knew nothing about this movie till we watched it. It's called Love and Monsters. And right away that title makes me cringe and think I'm going to hate this movie. But who knows? We'll let you know right after this. All right, Love and Monsters. Paul, who are the stars of Love and Monsters?
We have Dylan O'Brien, and he kind of looks a little familiar, but I'm not sure.
He looks like the guy from the singing one there, acapella. He looks like that guy.
Nice.
A little bit, yeah.
He looks like that guy,
but he's not.
He's not that guy.
Definitely
He looks
not
like
that guy.
We
no.
got Jessica Henwick, and you might know her as the Kung Fu girl from The Iron Fist or The Defenders, and Michael Rooker.
Yeah, you know his name now because of the trivia questions we did.
I just didn't know his Guardians of the Galaxy connection.
Right.
Michael Rooker, he was in Guardians of the Galaxy and Cliffhanger.
Yeah, he's aged
A little bit, yeah.
Since then.
Yeah, but you know what? He can pop into all these movies and he fits.
He's a chameleon
in all of his roles. He's really good.
Yeah, he has that voice for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, when we heard Love and Monsters, I cringed anyway when I just heard the title.
Me too. You sent me. You need to watch this. I just sort of rolled my eyes at it.
I thought it was like the bad movie Halloween challenge.
Yeah.
And it was a
That's
bad
what I
movie
thought
that I had to
And
watch.
it was not.
That's exactly what I thought.
But we did watch it, and I was pleasantly surprised.
Holy smokes, was I ever!
Yeah, like you guys were really, really surprised at how good it was?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I really liked the movie. Absolutely.
Okay, me too.
Right from so beforehand, I was like, okay, I got to watch the trailer. So I did. I watched the trailer, and from the trailer alone, I thought, oh, okay, this looks like it could be not as bad of a dumpster fire as I was expecting. Anyway, I figured, okay, well, I'll make this a date night. So me and my wife, we set up last night and we started the movie. We both were on the edge of our seats the whole movie. It hit on funny, it hit on semi-romantic, it hit on the action, and it was an all-around entertaining movie.
Yeah, like I watched this before anybody in the house got up because I didn't want to put them through a really bad movie like you made me do with, what was that movie that they hated? Oh, Mystery Men. Oh,
they didn't like that?
No, they did not like that at all. And so I watched this before everybody got up, and I said, oh, man, this could have been a good movie that we all could have watched because everybody would have liked it.
Yeah.
I laughed out loud at this movie.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
It was a great movie. And so if you're deciding for a Halloween movie to watch between Hubie Halloween and this, I say go for this.
Take a chance on this.
Yeah.
Yeah. At no point in this movie did I go, okay, this is a long point. All right. It's good. What's next?
Right.
It had the right stops and the right continuation. So
I will say this, though. I thought, okay, so are we doing a little bit of spoilers, like soft spoilers?
Okay, wait. So first, the plot of the movie is there was an asteroid heading to Earth. They destroyed it. But when the pieces fell to Earth, it caused mutations in all the insects.
Cold-blooded animals.
Cold-blooded animals, and they morphed into giant monsters, and they took over the Earth. Humans, 95% of the population perished, and the ones that remain are underground. And this story picks up with people venturing from their bunkers above ground.
Right. Okay. So that about sets it up. The Mavis android. That didn't really go anywhere. So I will say this. There is nothing that happens in this movie that is not predictable.
Oh, completely predictable.
Everything is predictable, right? And so, and they set everything up early on. So okay, well, that they're going to revisit that later in the movie. And so they have this broken Mavis android as almost like a decoration in their little bunker house in the colony. And So he'll talk to it, but he mentions, I've never seen an actual working one. So we know later in the movie he'll come across an actual working one. And he does. And he talks to it. But that's sort of where that whole plot line ends. It could have been removed from the movie completely and not taken anything away from the movie.
I think one of the reasons they put something like that in is because it just goes to show you anything can happen, right? That was the next big technological advance coming to human civilization. Everyone's hyped for it. They're getting ready to launch it. Everyone's looking at it. And all of a sudden there's a disaster that changes everything. Remind you of anything in 2020?
Yeah, well, no, I can see that. But it's like the next evolution of the Alexa or the Google Home.
It's also like showing that it's near future a little bit because we don't have robots now, right? So I thought that was actually a good sign to show that things just
I just feel like they could have used it a bit more.
I think this was like what would you call this? A coming of age road trip movie. And on road trip movies, things happen. You know, it's an adventure and you don't want him to be alone too long doing his adventure thing because then it becomes something like Kevin Costner in The Postman or something,
right.
Or The Book of Eli. It's really boring. So he had his journey with his animal companion. He had his journey with the two he found on the road. And then you have this next part of the journey. And what are you going to do here? Well, you know what? He's going to sit down with this Mavis thing, and he's going to talk about his emotions, remember his family, all this stuff. And you know what? I really enjoyed this segment with Mavis. I don't care that it didn't go anywhere because it was lots of emotional stuff.
It's true. In fact, there was probably more emotion from the android than any of the characters that we might have seen in the movie.
I loved that android. I was upset when it wasn't there anymore.
Now can you imagine if they would have went a different direction and instead of his animal companion, it was going around with a Mavis at that point? How annoyed would we have started to be at that Mavis?
That actually would have been a bit annoying.
Or they get to a colony and the colony is run by Mavises and the humans are sort of almost enslaved by them when they get it. It could have gone a whole other direction.
That would have changed the movie.
And it would have been, and we would have been complaining about it. And now we're enjoying this movie.
And then they find a lightsaber.
Yeah. But you know what? I think this is good. Some reviewers out there have said, oh, it's really gross. Be careful when you look at it with family. And I go, I didn't see anything gross in this compared to some movies.
I think this would be appropriate for like 8 years old and up.
Well, like my wife would have enjoyed this, but she's really squeamish. She would have turned away at all the gruesome bits. Like there were a lot of gruesome bits that she would not want to look at.
But they were mildly gruesome.
Yes.
Yeah, and they were often behind like a screen or something, right? You didn't actually see it happen too often.
But like if you're worried about monster bugs being blown up and like gooey bits flying, okay, well, look away. The rest of the movie is worth watching.
Yeah. I did love the scene when he was sitting with Mavis, okay, and she says, oh, do you want me to play a song? And she plays the song, Stand By Me. And then a couple of scenes later, he gets all those leeches all over him. That was a total callback to the Stand By Me movie.
Yeah, I didn't make that connection.
Yeah. It was, I thought that was pretty neat.
By the way, he gets covered in leeches during the movie.
Spoiler
The whole movie's ruined.
I guess. And when he gets those leeches, this happens.
Now,
well,
wait. I think we have to do a call out to Michael Rooker and the little actress, Minnow, that is with him. I thought they were phenomenal.
They were great. Yeah. They were a good pair.
Yeah.
They were like bringing in the superheroes and Kick-Ass when they showed up. The young girl of the first Kick-Ass movie.
And her dad, whatever it was,
it was like unexpected and awesome. And those two characters drew me right into the movie at that point.
Yeah.
I even got choked up at the conclusion of the movie with the reunion of who he reunites with.
Right.
I don't know why I got choked up, but for some reason I did.
I'm just so happy.
All right. Well, let's wrap this up. Do we give it a recommendation? Probably
Absolutely,
yes, but what would you give it out of 10?
You know what? for a Halloween movie, and in comparison to the movies that we've seen as of late, I'm gonna give it a good 9, easy 9.
Whoa, you gotta still don't judge it on what's happening now. Judge it as a movie. As a movie,
8.5.
8.5.
Really?
Yeah.
Paul, what do you give it?
Okay, I'm a really happy 7. Like, compared, like, if we're doing your thing where we compare it to what's going on lately, I'm a surprised 7.5. But overall, throughout all movie history, this is a 7.
I really enjoyed this movie.
I did too. I'm going to split the difference. I'm rating about 7.5. It's better than an okay movie, and I've given okay movies a 7.
See, I would go and watch this movie again.
I will be watching this movie again.
And I don't usually.
And you will too, because I'm going to tell your wife. So she'll make him watch it one more time. So there you go. Love and Monsters, Amazon Prime. If you have Prime, you have it. Just
I think it's on Hulu. I think it's
could be on Hulu,
a few
but
different streaming services.
if you can
maybe
get a hold of
Netflix
it,
in the States.
it's definitely worth watching as far as we're concerned. Anywhere between 7 and 8. There you go. And considering all the movies coming out now, like Hubie Halloween, Annabella, and all that, it's a 9. But overall, very enjoyable. And right from the outset, just the cartoon opening will draw you into this movie, because it did me.
Yeah.
The first minute of the movie. Well, that's our review. Check it out. And until next time, why not check out some more of our other content down here below? And next time, we'll see you on the channel.